So I'm just going to say this before we even get started. This movie is it's one of two things. It's a movie you're either going to love or it's a movie you're going to hate. Welcome to Happywax TV. So tonight we're talking about 2017's movie called Game of Death, not the 1978 Bruce Lee version, which is a classic. Let's just, you know what, before I get into this movie and start explaining it, let's just get into the meat here. So it's directed by Sebastian Landry and Lawrence Lagasse, I believe that's how you say his name. They've got 2 movies under their belt together, and I don't know, it kind of shows, but if they kind of, for me anyways, if they stay on this incline that they're doing with this style of movie, I think they're going to hit some winners down the road here, because I will say that the writing for this movie was very lazy, and it came through in the dialogue, because a lot of it was annoying, but the gore in this movie and the action is how I live by that, and I stress it when you get these low budget horror movies. I'm like, the way you want to win your audience over is just by, pumping up the gore. And I know I get some producers and directors saying, it's lack of budget, or the distribution company doesn't want too much gore in their movie and stuff like that. But I mean, sometimes you got to break the fucking rules and say to the distributor, go fuck yourself, we'll go somewhere else then. You know what I mean? I know that's easy for me to say sitting here, but really, like, why make a movie knowing it's going to be a pile of shit? Like, is it really worth it to have your name tarnished? And they didn't seem like they did that with this movie. Again, the writing wasn't the best, but the blood and the gore and the practical effect of the gore was phenomenal for a movie of this nature. And it really did save it for me, because honestly, I'll be honest, this movie, okay, so again, you guys know I hate IMDb, but right now it's sitting at a 5.5. And I would probably say that's pretty close. I might give it for a rating like maybe a 6. But if it didn't have the blood and the guts in this movie that it did, I would probably give this movie like a 3.5. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't so much like, the acting was pretty good. It really was. You got a lot of younger names in here, up and comers and stuff, which I'm not going to get into the cast for time. But I mean, the acting isn't the issue here. It's just the material that they're given. It's very basic. What it is, it's just 7 millennials get together on a weekend at a cottage, and they find this game called Game of Death, and they know nothing about it, and they go to play it, and it's, I don't know how you want to call it, but you have to put your hands on the game board, and then it pricks your finger, and they didn't know this, and it took some of their blood, and then this countdown clock starts on the game. And the gist of it that they find out very quickly is you have to kill, I believe it's 24 people to stay alive. And if you don't kill at least one person in an allotted amount of time, one of you is going to die. One of the 7 is going to die. Your head's going to fucking explode. And I'll tell you, man, every head explosion in this movie is fantastic. But the first one, you don't really see coming, because they do a great job of kind of confusing you, just like these 7 kids are. They don't know what the fuck's going on. And then the one kid's head just slowly kind of expands and it just blows up, and there's fucking blood everywhere, and it's fantastic. And I was like, whoa, because honestly, I didn't really know anything about this movie. I had a couple of you ask me about it. It came out in 2017, and I don't know why I passed over it, but goddamn, the blood and guts in this movie was more than enough to get me through it. And it's really, it's not very long. Like, the pacing in this movie is fantastic. I think it's only an hour and 17 minutes. So an hour and 13 minutes. And that's including the fucking, the credit rolls at the end. So there was one thing, and maybe I missed it. I don't know, maybe they explained it in the movie. If I'm notorious, as you guys like to point out, I miss certain key elements in some movies. And there's manatees in this movie, those big, I don't know, fat whaley things that float around in the water. And I don't know, they're in the beginning of this movie, and then they're at the very end, like after the credit rolls. And I had no idea why they were even in there. So if they did say in the movie what they're getting at, or if you figured it out, let me know in the comment section below, because me being the dumbass that I am, I didn't know why they were in there. But anyways, I I'm going to highly recommend this movie. I mean, it's a simple movie. I mean, 7 millennials find a game at the cottage. They start playing the game. They soon find out that they have to kill people to survive. And that's pretty much it, you know what I mean? And eventually they turn on each other, as well as all these innocent bystanders that they realize soon enough that they have to fucking kill to get this clock down to 0. You know what I mean? And it's pretty cool. I don't want to give spoilers, but I mean, that's pretty much the fucking movie. Really, if you watch the trailer, that's the fucking movie, but you just want to see all the gore and head explosions that come with it. And I mean, you know, there's some cool animation in this movie too that they kind of throw in there, so that really helped it along too. But the short run time, an hour and like 13 minutes, I mean, you can't fucking beat it. So, and at the very end, there's a hospital scene, and it's just a bloody, gory mess. And I don't know, man, I really did enjoy this movie. So, for a rating, I'm going to give it a 6. I'm going to keep this one short. Again, I don't really want to give spoilers, but I mean, if you've seen the trailer, there's really no spoilers to give. I mean, it's all straightforward. So, the only kind of thing that, you know, they could have improved on was the writing. Some of the lines these characters are given were terrible. Like these one-liners, and it's just, you know, when they're trying to explain shit, it's I'm sitting there scratching my head, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Oh no, there's a fucking head exploding, so it's all better now. You know what I mean? That's kind of like this movie is. You're thinking, okay, kids, shut the fuck up. Oh, but, you know, there's a head exploding, so it's not that bad. It's just kind of a teeter-totter back and forth, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. Yeah, if you guys agree with me on this one, I don't know. Just some of the things these kids said were just silly. You know what I mean? So, but I don't want to go on about that. Just watch this movie for yourself, honestly. I'm going to recommend it. It is definitely worth a watch, especially with a short runtime. So, anyways, if you've seen it, let me know what you think. If you haven't seen it, go rent it. I think it's like $3 or $4, and it's on all platforms, Amazon, YouTube, wherever. It's cheap to rent. So give it a go, and then come back here and let me know what you guys thought of it. And yeah, see if you agree with me on the kind of the lackadaisical writing, but you know, it'll win you over with the head explosions and the gore that's in this flick. So anyways, let me know what you think, guys, and until next time, stay scared.